Dear gentle viewers of YouTube world, hello and welcome. I'm Amrita Sinha, an occupational therapist and a life coach in making. I'm back for my 75 soft check-in, and this is my day 17, I think, from memory. And as I've mentioned in my previous kind of check-ins, this is a social experiment I started for myself, and a personal accountability check-in to see me through 75 days of this mindset challenge, which is a variation on 75 hard, which was developed as a mindset tactical challenge, transformational challenge by Andy Frisella, and the details of it has been put in the descriptions. Will be more context is available in all my previous videos, especially my first few videos. So as part of this challenge is you're required to do hydration while eating. My primary goal is to stay off alcohol for 75 days and not use it as my emotional crutch and problem solving tool. And also kind of observe just what happens for me over these 75 days, how things unpack or actually deal with what I'm experiencing, and process it rather than numbing it using food and alcohol, or mindless binge watching or things like that. And as part of this challenge, like I mentioned, hydration, eating, exercise, meditation, and personal development, reading 10 pages of non-fictional book are the requirements, which I've stuck through. I've managed to finish all my challenges for today. I've reconnected with the game of squash with my husband, which we've been enjoying, and we have 2 days in a row without any injuries, which I'm happy to report. But the game is becoming quite enjoyable. And interestingly, I observed something. I played a couple of the initial 10 minutes just by myself. And that joy of just being able to do something or have a play and enjoy it took me back to being a kid, is where you could just play on your own and just be so happy with that one activity that you're doing. Was really a very heartening moment to experience and be reminded of. Is as adults we forget to tap into these moments, and the joy that it brings. So if I've landed on your feet and this is what you're hearing, then please, I urge you to find those moments, to find joy, and not just forced joy, genuine joy, and hold that moment, relive that moment if you can. So that was my first kind of aha realization for today that I hung on to. But the second came when I continued reading the book that I was reading, which is called the Become a Business Money Magnet. Now I'm mindful it will come flip side for you guys. It is by Justine McLean, and she's an Australian businesswoman. And like I mentioned yesterday, she talks about, the chapter is about mindset. And again, a reminder of so many pertinent things that money, business, health, fitness, six packs, slim body, toned body, these are expressions of what we do. This is where it reflects. And these are the superficial things that we see. Underlying the layers of the people that we are, it is a reminder that our mindset, the way we think about things, is as important as what we do about those things. So having practical tools like a framework, 75 hard or 75 soft, is a great way of giving yourself a guide and an anchor, and a systemic way of doing something like the SMART goals or the NICE goals that we talked about in productivity, feel good productivity. But at the same time, the mindset and the why behind it is so critical. And she refers to growth mindset and fixed mindset in context of what is your money mindset and what is your money story. And it's not something that we are taught, particularly as Asian women, as brown women. I don't know, even now is financial literacy is not part of our curriculum. Although I was quite surprised, I have to say, in Australia, the ASX has a gamification version which is available for schools. So I was quite intrigued about that. If you know of any kind of financial gamification that is part of school curriculum, do share with me, and like and subscribe to my videos so that we can exchange these ideas and informations. But that kind of brings me back to, is for the past 10 years, since I've become aware that this is a skill that you can acquire, and that there is a deeper story behind it and a learning behind it. As women, we're not taught financial literacy. We're not taught financial independence. We're never prepared to be breadwinners. And as I've mentioned in my previous couple of videos, is I was, for many years in my marriage, a reluctant breadwinner, and only of late have I embraced the role. Is I am the main breadwinner of my family. And I'm really grateful that I have the opportunity and skills to be able to do that for my family. So yes, we are teaching our daughters and we are making them skilled to be employable, but are we giving them the financial skills, the financial literacy, which they actually need to feel empowered and resourceful, not just be stuck in a 9-to-5 job? So that has been my drive in my more recent adult years. But also, almost 10 years ago, I got first introduced to this idea of money story. Is what is your money story? And now there are a lot of practical tools and reframes and questionnaires that helps you kind of understand what is your money style. And I think it evolves over time. If you have a growth mindset, if I have landed on your feet and you have found anything that lands for you, and is a shared view, then you definitely have a growth mindset, because you're open to listening about things, you're open to learning about new things, you're interested and intrigued about it, and that would influence how your mindset and your story has evolved over times. You would be somebody who would have let go of things that don't work for you. But if you're not there, then this question is an important one. Is what is keeping you stuck? What is not working for you right now? And when it comes to mindset and looking at money mindset, it's useful to understand what your money type is. And it's not all bad. It's about understanding what pros and cons are. And I think my money story and my money type has evolved over the years, as I've understood and as I've been able to let go of some of my limiting beliefs and fears around money. So that was kind of deep thought that the chapter invoked in me, and I thought I need to come back and share. And I think over the next couple of days I'm going to build on this money and financial literacy, because that's something, it's very close to my heart, and I feel like it's a life skill that all children need to learn, particularly women. It's our systems, our patriarchy is such that men absorb a lot of this, but a lot of young people do not get the same exposure when their living environments and schooling structures are disrupted, or they've not been able to engage with the traditional structures due to their life experiences of trauma or neurodivergence or life stage transition, or some big change that might have happened for them. And hence it needs to be available at different points in time, and the environment and the culture needs to be such that people are able to connect with this information as and when it's ready. And that's part of my work that I do as an occupational therapist, and I'm bringing into my life coaching mechanisms as well. But there's plenty of free resources, a lot of links in my description box as well. If I've popped on your feed and you've stayed on for the last 10 minutes, thank you so much. If anything has landed for you, please like and subscribe, and check out the links that's in there. That's everything that comes to my mind. As I've mentioned in my previous videos, these are completely unscripted. This is me completely unscripted, unplanned. I speak my mind as authentic as I feel on the day, what has worked for me, what hasn't worked for me, and how I'm feeling. So thank you so much for holding that space for me and allowing me to share. I will see you again tomorrow for my check-in on day 17. Thank you so much. Bye now.